Hey everyone, Hassan here. Welcome to the world of Ha. Today, I got another Power Rangers Ninja Steel review for you. This one I was kind of debating if I was going to get or not, to be honest. This is the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. First of all, one thing I want to mention, why is the A not capitalized? That's throwing me off. These could maybe work for lowercase or capital letters. I mean, technically an N is not like that capital, but it doesn't look as different. It doesn't look as weird. For some reason, that A not being capital, it's throwing me off. It's just I'm being OCD about it, but that's throwing me off. Anyways, totally off topic, but this thing is the same thing as the regular Ninja Steel Megazord, except instead of the Robo Red Zord, you get the Astro Zord, and they repainted all the other Zords. So I did the Rumble Tusk Megazord, which was kind of similar. It was repainted green, and it had the Rumble Tusk Zord, the elephant, right? That was actually kind of cool. I dug the repaint, and it was kind of neat. And blue is my favorite color. I love the combo of blue and silver, although this is more blue and gray. So I was like, you know what? Why not go for it? Let's just get it. There's not too much else in Ninja Steel that I really am enjoying, so let me get this at least and see how it is. So that's what I did. So here it is right here, the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord, 5 Zords in 1, repaints of everything, but it has the Astro Zord. Bonus figure is the Astro Zord. On the side, you have the toy right here as well. There it is on this side as well. And then the back of the box shows you how it has 5 Zords. Any Ranger, any of the 5-inch Rangers can fit in the Zord cockpit. I'm not going to focus on that feature. You've seen that in my other reviews. So same thing there, no difference. There are the 5 Zords. And as part of this Power Rangers Megamorph line, you have these Megamorph vehicles that are also Zord Builder compatible that can then combine with these as well. So I've done some reviews of some of these, although these look like new ones that haven't come out, either some repaints or this one in the middle here looks new. So I'll get that once it releases, and I'll do a review of that. I don't know if I'll get these repaints, but I'll definitely get the new stuff right there and then show you all the combinations. That looks pretty cool, those wings and stuff in the back that you can do there. And so really, really interesting stuff that you can do with the new figures. So anyways, that is the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. So without further ado, let's get this open and take a look. Alright, I have the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord out of the packaging. These are the 5 individual Zords. And I'm not going to lie, I'm actually really digging these. The blue, and I know I'm going to say blue and silver, although it's more grayish. It's not like a super dull gray, it's in the light, it looks okay. So I'm going to call it blue and silver, or blue and gray, whatever it is. Regardless, it looks cool. I actually really like this color combination, and the little bits of gold and stuff look nice as well. That's the thing. I don't like repaints. Bandai, I'm stuck because I really don't like repaints, and I really don't want Bandai to keep making these repaints. Granted, there's one little unique thing about it, so it's not 100% just a repaint. They have a blue Ninja Steel Morpher, whatever that thing is called. I didn't buy that because that's completely a repaint. But there's a little bit new, but it's mostly a repaint, and yet I don't like repaints, but these repaints are still kind of cool, so I'm buying them, and I'm stuck. And anyways, enough talking. It's actually not too bad if you kind of get aside the fact that it's a repaint. So, first of all, this is the Astro Zord right here in its little spaceship UFO mode, whatever you want to call it. This is it right here, and it's actually not bad for what it is. Looks kind of neat. I like the design of it, the little circular thing, and you have your little ninja star up top right here, not compatible with the Morpher. It's simply just the star. Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Just overall, the design is actually really good. It's not bad at all, really. So definitely really, really cool. Now, I also have the Japanese version right here from Ninninger. I only got a handful of Ninninger stuff, and then I realized I didn't really like the design, so I stopped buying the Ninninger stuff. But I do have a couple to compare, and as you can see, the Ninninger one is a little bit bigger, right? A little bit more shinier paint, I guess. The back has that little tab right there with the blue, but really, for the most part, I gotta say, they did a really good job. The Astro Zord is pretty serviceable. It actually looks really good, I do have to say, the Japanese one and this one, there's not much of a difference, really, with it. Now, these things do transform as well, right? So both of them are quite similar. You have your Power Star, which comes off right there. So same with right here. So the Japanese Power Stars, by the way, you know, for anybody wondering who hasn't seen the comparison, here they are. These ones are much bigger because they do have sounds. So that's pretty cool. This one does not, as you can see, and there's no color and stuff in there. It's just plain right there. These things could also have this piece sort of remove off and that sort of thing. This is one solid piece. The blue does not come off. So just as an FYI on that. So there is a size difference there, but not too drastic of a change. Then you have sort of this middle piece right here, which eventually also becomes a blaster for the Megazord. With a little handle right here. So this is kind of like the little blaster. So this looks pretty cool. So that's the Japanese one, right? And so here's the American one. You know, obviously, as I mentioned, the size difference, but otherwise, beyond that, it's basically the same thing. You know, the handle's a little smaller, but the Megazord still holds it just fine. Yeah, sure, the bottom doesn't have paint and stuff on this side, but you're going to be holding it like this, so it's not super noticeable. So overall, again, another serviceable job there. Then this piece right here transforms. So the Japanese one has an extra step of this chest piece folds down, and then the head actually folds up like that. But then you have the same thing, and so the feet basically go to the back, down, and then this piece folds up like that. Okay, same with this, goes to the back, down, folds up like that. So this is the Ninja Steel version, this is the Ninninger version. Quite similar, just smaller and less paint. You know, as you can see, obviously, the red and blue is not painted in there. The blue does not extend down to the feet here. And then the back also, there's no blue visible there. But, you know, it's not super bad, really. Like, the main overall shape and detail of it is there, you know? And so, again, aside from the normal differences that you expect from the American to Japanese versions, they did a pretty good job, I would say. So definitely, you know, even the Ninja Star look on the shoulders there, the gold logo right there, down to even the detail on here. You have that, you know, like the detail on the chest piece is the same. I mean, they did a pretty good job with it. So I do have to give them props, you know, where that's due. So let's move that to the side and focus on the actual item here. So we've taken a look at these pieces right here, right? So we're going to move these to the side. And I want to do a little comparison with the regular Ninja Steel Megazord. Actually, let me bring back the Astro Zord because I have the Robo Red Zord from the regular Ninja Steel Megazord. Size-wise, when he's standing, definitely he's a little taller. But when he actually sits down, he sort of bends up like that. You know, so I'll show you how this one fits in a little bit later, but you know, there is that that difference, you know, but there's that. Okay. On to the dragon right here. Oh, actually, before I even jump to that, I should bring in the Rumble Tusk Zord as well. So here's the Rumble Tusk with all the extra stuff attached as well. So this is the other unique one if you got the Rumble Tusk Megazord. So on to the dragon right here. So here is the dragon, and it's mostly gray, but you do have some blue and gold and black on there, and I do like this color combination. You know, this Zord itself, not a huge fan of. It's very just basic. There's not much to it, but the color combo really works for it. You know, I think it definitely looks pretty slick. Now, if I bring in the one from the Megazord, the Ninja Steel Megazord, the regular version, it also has the wings and the sword. But because they took these away for things like the new blaster, with the Astro Zord, that sort of thing, there's no sword and shield that comes with the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. So that is one main difference right there. Same thing with if you got the Rumble Tusk Zord as well, so that's that repaint right there. This repaint, not as big of a fan of, but the overall Megazord form looked pretty decent in the green. But here's all the different versions, as you can see right here. So, you know, pretty interesting. I do think, I actually really do like this color combo. I really think that looks slick. This isn't bad either, but I feel like the red is a little out of place. You take away the red and it might be better. But this color combination works. I really do dig it. But yeah, anyway, so I just wanted to kind of show you some of those comparisons. All right, on to this little guy. I don't remember some of their names from Ninja Steel, like the Dog Zord, Wolf Zord, whatever, or Kodiak Zord. Isn't that what it's called? I think it's called that. I've honestly like Ninja Steel is so far out of my mind right now that I just haven't really paid much attention. In the middle, this one is the regular version from the Ninja Steel Megazord. And then this one is the version from the Rumble Tusk Megazord. So as you can see, it's the exact same mold. They've kept the gold consistent across the tails right there, but otherwise everything else has sort of been painted differently for the 3 different versions, as you can see. So, you know, all pretty decent. I think the original looks pretty nice, but I also do dig the new version with the blue. I think definitely still pretty slick overall. So just wanted to kind of mention those. Okay. Then we have this little guy. If this is, I don't know if this is the Nitro Zord or the Zoom Zord or which is which. I'm just going to call it the train because it's kind of like a train. This thing also doesn't fully properly, that annoys me a little bit. I don't know if that's just mine. There we go. Now it clicked into place. I just didn't have it properly. Okay, so here we have it right here. Same design as the previous ones, and I'm not a huge fan of this either. Just the empty missing spot where that little guy goes in and the little peg sticking out right here, and it just very weakly is connected together right here with this little, you know, tab. It's not a huge fan because especially after coming from Tokyuger in Japan and we had the really amazing Resha, this feels like a cheap version of a Resha, basically. And so that comparison is really hard not to make after you had those really amazing ones, and I absolutely loved the Resha. Now, here's the version from the regular Ninja Steel Megazord, okay? And then here's the version from the Rumble Tusk Megazord. So, for comparison's sake, move those guys to the back a little more. You can definitely see, you know, this version, I do like the front part here with the pink and everything. I think this part is pretty slick, but I do dig this color combo, and this one's not too bad either. It's more the back half. I feel like if you were to cut it like that, it wouldn't be as bad. It'd be kind of cool, I think, for sure. But, you know, again, that is really your main paint differences with all of these right here. So move those to the side. Okay. And last but not least, we have the dump truck thing, which just looks really odd, really weird. I don't understand it. I don't know. Ninninger and Ninja Steel, their designs are just too all over the place for me. It's really hard for me to get into it. But, you know, here it is right here. I do think it's a little bit weird, the blue that they used right here being kind of the shiny blue versus everything else. It kind of just sticks out a little bit more than the rest of it. So that part was a little odd to me. But I do like the color combo, as I've said before. So there's that. Here is the version from the Ninja Steel Megazord, the regular version. And then here's the version from the Rumble Tusk Megazord right here. So all in all, you know, like, they're pretty interesting. And you know, I do actually kind of like the Rumble Tusk one. I think the gold and green really works well for that color combo. This thing is just falling apart. So I do have to say I like that a lot. I like the silver used right here. But the new color combo is still pretty good. I like the blue and gray, just overall. It's pretty cool color, you know? So there's your comparison right there for anybody wondering. All right, so now that I've shown you all of those Zords, let's jump to the main event, which is actually transforming this thing, right? So we have all these pieces here. So the actual transformation, basically, let's decouple these, and this piece just sort of folds back, okay? This folds up, and you have your two legs. You have the Kodiak Zord, I believe it's called. The head folds forward, and this just sort of sits in, and should, I believe, does it click into place? I thought it clicked into place. Maybe it doesn't. I don't think that it does. Yeah, it's weird for me. I feel like it needs to click into place, but it doesn't. So I'm looking at the instructions just to double check, and yeah, it's so odd. Not a big fan, but anyways. All right, so we have this, pops right out. This piece folds down, and then now you can connect the legs. Yeah, there we go. Really hard with my camera and my face. Okay. You have the hand right here, but the wheels sort of also fold in like that. Okay, and now you can connect the hand right up top, and then this dragon piece becomes another hand right there, like so. Okay, so now you have your pretty standard body, which is the same across all of the Megazords for Ninja Steel so far, except instead of the Robo Red Zord, the Rumble Tusk Zord, now we have the Astro Zord, which will sit inside the Zord cockpit there. So, for that piece to work, basically, the legs are going to fold forward like that and down like this. Okay. And he's going to click in like so. So it is a little odd because these massive feet do really kind of stick out a bit, you know, so that definitely, you know, kind of makes you wonder, like, is that supposed to be like that? You know, but it definitely does stick out a little. And that is intentional in the design of the Megazord, as you can see right here. So it is a little odd how they did that, but that is what it is, basically. So, then you have the top piece right here, which that folds forward, and then it will then attach on to the front like so. And the hands will grip on to, if I can reach for the hands inside, they're kind of stuck backwards. Oh gosh, all right, let me take this out a little. Reach the hands forward like that. That might be easier. And then put them in. Then have them grab like that. Okay. And then there we go. That's probably easier. So you probably want them to grab the armrest first and then put the head on so it fits on just like that. And then we have the blaster, of course, which can be held like so. And here we have the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. Not seen on the show. On the show, you only have the Astro Zord. The full package here is not seen on the show with the blue and gray. That might be kind of neat. It would be kind of cool if they took the Astro Zord and what if it combined, the color of the whole Megazord changed or something. That actually might be kind of cool, you know? But alas, that is not the case. It is simply how it is. So I have to say, overall, I dig it. I do. Overall, I think this color scheme, it works. I really do. I hate to say it. I'm not a big fan of repaints because I don't want to have to keep buying the same thing over and over. But at least the Astro Zord is different. And the color scheme, at least if they're going to do a repaint, at least the repaint kind of looks cool, you know? Bandai got me. You win, Bandai. You win this time. Maybe next time I'll be able to actually, you know, use my willpower and avoid these repaints, but you got me. It works. It actually does. I mean, you can't deny this thing looks kind of cool. So, yeah, there it is right there. Great detail again on it. You know, it does say Nin right at the top right there, and same thing with the Japanese version and stuff. So I will show you guys that transformation in a second, the Japanese one, the comparison, but just wanted to at least mention that. So it looks pretty cool. I think it looks really slick. So let me transform all the other versions and then actually pop them up here and show you that comparison. So let's jump to that. Alright, so here they are, the Ninja Steel Megazord along with the Rumble Tusk Megazord and the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. All versions of it's available right now. And they all look pretty unique. I know obviously the basic main, there we go, I'm combining those two words. The basic main framework, the outline, the mold is basically the same, except the Robo Red Zord, the main function, you know, versus the Astro Zord and the Rumble Tusk Megazord along with the accessories, the sword and shield, the blaster, the axes, you know. But I think it really adds this personality, and, you know, you're going to have mixed opinions on whether you should buy all these or not. Personally, I kind of like them. Not everybody will like these versions because they're mostly the same, but if you want the new Zords, if you want the full package, this is really the way to get it. Unfortunately, I wish they didn't do these full Megazords, but the fact that they did do the full ones and they went all out with the colors as well for the entire thing really makes them all kind of stand out a little bit more. So I do appreciate that at least. So, you know, as you can see, all three together, they still do look pretty unique overall. Yeah, maybe more the legs look quite the same, but because there's so much else happening up front, they all have their unique looks. And so I don't mind it as much, I guess I should say. You know, it's serviceable. Now, for show accuracy purposes, let's move this guy out of the way, right? This is the main Ninja Steel Megazord that they have, but on the show, they don't have this full color. You just have your Astro Zord being added on. So let's do that. I want to take the Astro Zord that we have here, right? And I want to attach it to the regular version of the Ninja Steel Megazord, because that's what's more or less going to be what's seen on the show. So let's take away the sword and shield right here, move those to the side, and let's do this little transformation. So the Robo Red Zord has to come out of here. Okay. And instead, we're going to take our Astro Zord, this little guy, and he's going to go inside there. Remember, all the 5-inch figures can also sit in the Zord cockpit if you would like to do that as well. My joints are a little loose for the legs, so it does kind of fall apart sometimes. But I'm not going to show you the 5-inch figure sitting in here. You can check out my other videos to see that. It's what you would expect. So, you have that. Then this can attach on like so. And then you have your blaster, which goes like that. Okay. And there we have more or less what you would probably see on the show. It doesn't look as cool. I don't know. I mean, to me, Ninja Steel has the same issue as Ninninger, the source material, where everything looks mismatched, you know? The main Megazord itself, that's why I'm not a huge fan of, because of the mismatches. At least the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord has solid color consistency with the gray and blue. This just adds even more mismatch to the mismatch. So but that just stems from me and my personal feelings on the design itself, which Bandai can't really change. You know, Bandai did what they could do, and they made it compatible, so great, I can have this attached to that, cool. But the original source material design, I'm not a huge fan of, so that does translate here as well. But, you know, it is possible, as you can see, to have something more show accurate. You do have to buy 2 Megazords to get this combination, so that is one downside. But I do want to show you what that looks like, and I'm going to bring in the Japanese version as well. But with the Japanese version, I want to do one thing, because what I like about the Japanese version is when you attach the top piece, it plays some music. So let's hear that. I went on for quite a while, so pretty cool, pretty epic, like the final piece of the transformation, music playing, you know, pretty cool. So again, Japanese version, American version, you're going to see some clear differences, right? You're going to see more paint, slightly more metallic-y colors, more detail, right, versus this one. But the overall concept is the same, as you can see. So comparison-wise, if you liked this design is the same, just in a cheaper package. If you didn't like this design, you're not going to like this design. There's no drastic differences in anything between the two versions, just what you would expect between the two. So I just wanted to kind of briefly show that comparison as well. So anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. That is the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. I think your enjoyment of this is going to stem from, one, whether you care about the repaints or not, because, you know, the entire Megazord's repaint. 2, whether you want to collect all these other Zords as well. 3, or if you just want Zord Builder compatibility. You know, all these factors can play a role into what it looks like. I personally would rather shy away from repaints of things, but since there is one piece different with this extra Zord, that Zord is from the show, and the overall color combination is pretty cool. Overall, I kind of liked it. So Bandai, don't get too crazy with it, please, because you're pushing the limits a little bit with these repaints. But I gotta say, I do like it, and I think the color scheme really works for it. So that's that. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Thank you so much for watching this review of the Astro Ninja Steel Megazord. If you enjoyed this review and the other Ninja Steel Megazord reviews, we finally have another Megazord that's not a repaint. We have the Bull Rider Megazord right here for the Gold Ranger. Finally something different. So, like, look at this. Look at that, very exciting, something new, something different. I do have the Japanese version as well, which I will do a comparison of, but 2 different modes, ATV mode, Megazord mode. Super excited about this. So finally something different, so we can take a look at a new mold for a Ninja Steel Megazord. So if you haven't already, please subscribe, please share this video if you enjoyed it as well. That would really help out, and I'd really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later.